Welcome back to another episode of Brett's Backyard. Today I'm going to show you my choice of machinery and how I got about there. Years ago I used to use petrol powered equipment, created a lot of noise, vibration and fumes. A lot of the customers would complain about the constant noise. Since then, battery powered equipment has improved drastically to basically commercially rated equipment these days. So now I use the battery powered equipment. Now I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. In this particular machine, you have adjustments, different angles, depending on what you're doing. This can be great for ground covers, and other times when I'm doing on top of a hedge, I might be up a ladder and I can adjust it this way. Or if I'm not quite tall enough, I can go a little bit further and do it from the ground, for instance. So when I hedge, I'm constantly thinking about, obviously, straight lines and uniformity. How I create those straight lines takes a lot of practice and a keen eye, as you need to look at it at all different angles to really see the true shape of it. So when I'm doing a hedge, for instance, I always start, in my routine is I start on the sides first, on the front face. I always start from the left side and work my way to the right. Whether that's because I'm left-handed, I don't know. Maybe you might work better for you if you went from right to left, but I found that left to right generally works for me. And when I'm doing the face, I have to make sure that I don't allow the hedge to be on a lean once it's cut. It must be straight up and down, at the very least. Textbook tells you that you actually have to be 10% back on the angle, so the extra light will hit the hedge, especially down lower. I see a lot of hedges where the top is facing out, it's wider and facing out, which creates shade, and it's too wide. As I mentioned earlier, I'm about to start to cut the face of the hedge. To achieve that, I'm going to slightly offset it and go from there. Again, working from left to right, starting from the bottom of the hedge on the face side. When I'm coming from the bottom to the top, I will slightly angle the blade towards the plant. Slowly come up, and then when I get to the top, I will reverse the angle to come back down. That will create a far more accurate cut. Work my way up, along, try and keep it as straight as possible in eye line. Moving my way along, nice and slow. Slow and steady. All the way to the end generally is what I do. And then, because it's not quite perfect, first cut round, I turn around and I go back from right to left. And by the second run, I usually have it spot on. For me, the bottom is an option. You can cut the lower bits along the front. Because I usually return all these prunings back into under the shrub, it makes it easier for me to blow it all back underneath. It's not for everybody. You could have it all the way straight up and down without cutting that lower bit if you wish. But I prefer to do it this way. And in a lot of ways it makes a straighter edge. So the further the machine is away from you, or the longer it is away from your body, the harder it becomes. So I tend to try and hold it as close to my body when I can, as often as I can, until I have to extend to reach is the only time I extend it away from my body. In nice and close is best. So of course, to do the top, to do the front of the top, I go to the first setting. And then I get up the ladder to where my eyes are parallel with where I'm going to cut. That way I can see straight across. Create that straight line along the front, and then when I get that front bit done as far as I can reach. I then straighten it and get one more step up the ladder and continue the height that I've already set and transfer it across to the back with this straight line. Thanks for watching Brett's Backyard. I hope you've learned some good techniques. Don't forget that you can probably do your own, possibly differently. Whatever works best for you, you should do. Practice will make perfect. And look forward to you tuning in again to another episode of Brett's Backyard, and au revoir for now.